Hey guys, I'm super excited to be back. I've been away for the last 5 days for business trip in the capital, which means something amazing is coming up for AfriFarmer. So this morning just jetted in, and this afternoon I'm actually touring the production facility to be able to see what has been able to happen, and also to share the progress and maybe in and out of what happened. So apparently today is day 25, which means we are actually closing to the market. Now we need to know, obviously, to be able to monitor a few elements, that is in terms of the weight, in terms of the feeds and water consumptions, and generally to look on our production facility. So let's tune in and see what happened. So we are actually entering into the coop, and we said, as usual, fact check, my gumboots are in, and of course they are disinfectant as usual, and there we go. It's just unbelievable. If you take a closer look at our birds, they are all grown now. And of course, something else is, as I shared last week, is we were able to expand our production site from that end towards this other end, whereby of course you're seeing a smaller space, which maybe in later days I'll be talking about. Though essentially this is where we have separated the smaller birds and maybe birds which might have some issues. Well, on this other end is whereby all the maturing bands tends to be kept in. Now this is just a fascinating sight. Now let's get to have a closer look up to the birds themselves. So most of the birds are actually just resting, while on a few of them they are taking maybe feeds. This is because this is what we have observed from most of our birds is they tend to feed mostly during the nighttime as well as in early morning. While in the afternoons, which happen now, this is the hour, they all tend to be relaxing. And there you can be able to see them all lined up along the way. Most of them, like this one, they are just all stretching out as they tend to get the fresh air. And yeah, it's just a fascinating view, and it's just unbelievable to see how huge most of these birds are at this moment. So when we started out, you remember, this huge bird right here was just once a day old chick, and 25 days later it has been able to gain as much weight as possible, and we're actually looking forward and they should be able to be processed. We also have others here which are only quenching their thirst, but most of them, they all tend to be lined across the wall, since it's a hot afternoon, and being the fact we are in arid and semi-arid area, that's ASAL, most of the afternoons are usually very hot. So you always notice that the movement and obviously the production of the birds tends to decrease, and they usually becomes aggressive once you go in the evening. Other than that, the progress is just amazing. And of course we can also tend to look at our litter. As I said, every day you need to monitor your litter, because you need to understand, for you to be safe as a farmer, your litter need to be dry and it need to be raked every morning before you feed your birds. So this afternoon the farm manager was just finishing working on some areas we noticed maybe they needed some improvement. So if you've been following this journey, kindly let me know what you feel about this whole journey and what you take away. So the next few minutes, we now need to do a key thing, that is weight check, to be able to see how far or how does our birds weight. Because after this, I'm going to discuss with you what happens once you reach day 25, and as I said, we tend to be approaching the market. Now stay tuned as we transition towards the other end. So we have actually just finished touring the farm. Now the next phase, as a farmer, it's very critical. And why do I say so? As you tend to approach the market, then one of the key things you need to check is the weight of your birds. You need to understand how much do they weigh, because in different markets there are different standards. For example, the market which I supply my birds to, they require me to have a dead weight of 1.2 kgs. Then it means before I process my birds, they should attain a weight of 1.7 kgs. And most of the time, to be able to create a good rapport with my client, I like processing my birds when they are 1.75 to 1.8 kgs. In other markets, such as Mombasa, you'll find clients who want their birds to be measured in per kgs. Now, as a farmer, most of the time you would not want to supply just 1 kg of a dead weight. Now, you might need to supply between 1.5 to 1 to 2 kg. Now, the only way for you to understand is on remeasuring. Now, in this exercise, we are going to do a sample of 15 birds, which will be selected randomly in the coop, and we will measure them and see how much they weigh. And based on the feedback, then we will be able to communicate these results to our client, and eventually we are going to book the date for processing. Now let's see how this is done. Go. Now that's it, the random sampling, and then we'll get to see how much our birds weigh, and it's 1.45. Now let's pick another one. You can pick maybe from that end at the center maybe. Also, the way you hold your birds also matters. As a farmer, don't hold your birds on their wings. That's going to hurt them. You need to hold them gently. As we say, animals have rights. Now, this seems to be smallest because it has 1.2 kgs. So, as you can see, our weigh scale is currently at 0 kg. Now, we will place our bird on top. Let's go, Kashindo. And one of our bird is 1.6 kg. Now let's pick other samples as well. So the farm manager is going towards that other end and will randomly pick any bird, But most of the time for these purposes, we tend to pick this biggest, because obviously when we start our processing, those are what sizes we usually start with. And of course, you let us pick the smallest as one so that we can be able to know how far we are as a farm. Now that bird, it's 1.447 kg, okay? And as you can see, now this one is around, whoa, you want to go away. It's 1.480. It's actually coming to 1.5 kg, which is okay, though it tends to go 1.8 something. Now this seems to be one of our biggest birds because it's weighing 1.56 kgs, which means he will be ready very soon.